I'm Owen Big Glenn. This is the Inside Edge video blog. Okay, happy Saturday. I think you guys are going to like this one. Arnold Schwarzenegger. As you guys know, I've talked a lot about Arnold over the last 10 or 12 years. I've never had any heroes or people that I idolized growing up as a kid, because some people ask me that. But Arnold would be about the closest to that. I've got a tremendous amount of respect for Arnold. I've been following him since I was probably 15 years old when I first got into bodybuilding. I've read everything on him. Books, biographies, documentaries on him. I talked about that new documentary that came out earlier this year on Netflix, which is a must-watch. Arnold has a new book out. It's called Be Useful: 7 Tools for Life. And I just ordered it on Amazon. I already have a pretty good idea of what the book is about, because I've already read on a couple of fitness websites a breakdown of the book and the chapters. And then last week he was on the Tim Ferriss podcast. I told you guys I'm a avid listener of Tim Ferriss. He had Arnold on about a week and a half ago. So give that a listen. But Arnold got into a little bit of hot water here. He was on the Howard Stern show a couple of weeks ago and got a little controversy going. I didn't even know Howard Stern was even still a thing. I'm not a huge fan of Howard Stern, by the way, but whatever. But Arnold put out a kind of a press release here because some people took what he said on the Howard Stern show like they always do. The mainstream media runs with this stuff, and everybody's so sensitive right now, as Arnold goes on to talk about here. But this is what he said. He had a little release here that he said that I picked up. It's always funny when you go on a book tour and do many interviews and see which comments go viral. When I told Howard Stern that people are too afraid of discomfort and need to toughen up, everybody seemed to take it and run with it. Older people said it was about the kids. Conservatives said it was about the liberals. And everybody missed the point just to make themselves feel good. I wasn't talking about one group of people. I was talking about everybody. As I said during my interview on Howard Stern, this is him, quote, "Anybody that tries to baby themselves and pamper themselves and protect themselves, oh, I don't want to feel bad, I don't really want to go through any discomfort, it's over." It's over. How many times have I told you guys, given you some tough love on the Saturday one here as well? You're never going to get there. It's just the way it is. You have to be able to struggle. Somehow we have gotten to a point where everybody is afraid of any discomfort. They look for shortcuts, hacks, and tricks. Anything that might give them hurt feelings in their social media bubbles. From ideas that might give them, they don't have the time for anything that might help them grow, whether reading or training. Well, they spend hours every day looking at funny dog videos on their machines. Man, this is why I love Arnold. This is so on point. I think you guys will recognize some of this stuff from things that I've said over the years, especially on my Saturday blog, that there's no shortcuts in life. I owe Arnold, and I think my brother and a lot of my friends growing up in the gym and working out, we've all gone on to pretty successful careers, and it's not a coincidence. It's not. We've taken Arnold, a lot of the tools that Arnold has given us, some of the advice he's given us. Focus on getting better every day. Don't rely on governments especially socialist governments, like a David Eby, to come and help you in any way. These are your enemies, these people. Governments are not your friend. And how many times do I pound through that? All governments. It's not just the NDP, but they're especially bad. All government. Focus on the things you have control over. Get better every day. It's on your shoulders, and stop complaining. All you're doing is wasting your time complaining. So, again, I love Arnold. I love his candid, tough love, no nonsense approach here. And you guys should go out and buy his book. I've already ordered it. I already know what's in the book. But these 7 rules for success, I've been following them for 30 years. And I can tell you they work perfectly. If you follow his rules for life here, you are going to do incredible moving forward. Take my advice on this, because I've been using it for 3 decades and it's worked beautifully for me. Final thing I'll just leave you guys with. I had the opportunity to do a speaking engagement at my brokerage. We have an annual lunch and learn program where we invite all the realtors out, both new realtors, everyone's invited. And, I was the speaker there, and it was my talk was on, how I've built my business over the last 10 or 12 years. Wanted to talk a little bit about my YouTube channel and how I built that up and what a success that's been. And thank you again to all my loyal subscribers here. So it was great. We had a huge turnout. Again, we had a lot of young, new realtors that have only been in the business for a few years, but we had a lot of veterans that showed up too, which was great because you can never stop learning. Maybe they can learn a few tricks from a guy like me. Who knows? And even if they're already selling 30 or 40 homes a year. So I'm going to tell you this because I know I have hundreds and hundreds of realtors that have subscribed to my channel because I meet you guys all the time. And you're always thanking me about, doling out some information, how I run my business. It's a great learning tool and it's accelerated their growth in this business. And that's fantastic. That's why I enjoy doing it. And I don't mind giving away my secrets at all because there's room at the top for everybody. And as I've often said here, I want to see everybody succeed. I truly do. I love people that get ahead in this world, stop complaining, take the bull by the horns, put their head down and work. And if you do that, the results are going to be incredible. They will blow you away. They've blown me away. So I finished it up with just kind of 3 key elements for success in real estate. But you know what? This doesn't have to be in the real estate business, selling real estate. You can translate this, I think, to just about any career, occupation, side hustle, pretty much anything you want in life, you can use these 3. And this has come from lots of trials and tribulations in my career, trying things that worked, things that didn't work, but it came down to these 3 things, and I'll give them to you quickly here. You need to have a passion and a belief in what you're doing or what you're selling. So in my business and what I told these realtors is you have to have a passion for real estate. You have to believe in it deep down in your soul, the benefits of buying your principal residence, enjoying it, living in it, the financial benefits that it will shower on you later on with things like the principal residence exemption, and how the alternative is not a good place to be. Nothing wrong with renting short term, as I always tell you guys, but renting long term is going to crush you financially. Nothing that anyone can tell you about I rent and save the difference and all the benefits of renting, it's a lie. Don't go for it. Nothing wrong with renting for a year or 2 while you save for your down payment, or if you move to the city here and are just getting acclimated, I would say rent first. But I just turned the keys over to a nice young woman, young doctor, who just moved into one of my rental units in Olympic Village. And I always do the same thing. I bring them a nice bottle of wine. Welcome to Vancouver. She just moved here from Vancouver. Here's my card. If you need anything, let me know. Enjoy the condo. It's a fantastic little place, but, over the next few years, save your down payment, you make good money, and I'll sell you a condo. And that's what'll happen, and that's what happens in probably at least half my tenants. That's when they leave. I sell them a condo. So you have to have a passion no matter what that is. I come across realtors all the time that I can tell they just do not have a belief in the product they're selling. They don't own it. They just don't believe in it. They don't have a passion for it. So they could be selling snow tires. It's not going to make any difference. If you don't have a passion and a real deep down belief in what you're selling, you're not going to get very far. You might be able to sell 10 homes a year, but you're not going to get into the elite level realtors and not, create any real type of wealth or financial success. Second thing is you need to become a high level elite salesperson. And I'm proud to be called a salesman. I'm a salesman. I sell real estate, but I'm a salesman. And the career of sales has, got a bad rap or connotation with it in a lot of cases. And you know what? It's deserved. In a lot of cases, it's deserved. There are a lot of shark type salespeople out there. The old car salesman, used car salesman, door-to-door guys. In real estate, it's the same thing. I always tell you guys, there's realtors and then there's realtors. But if you want to succeed in a lot of different, not just in real estate sales, but in other areas of your life, learn how to sell yourself. Become an elite salesperson. And this takes time. This is taking me 25 years to develop. I don't think I became an experienced salesperson until at least 10 years in the business. You have to be able to, of course, handle objections, but the big thing is you have to be able to walk your clients through the sales process. Most of my client interactions now and the deals that I do are ends on the buy or sell side. Most of my clients now let me pretty much steer the ship 100%, and that's the way it should be. Of course, they're the ones that are buying the house, so it has to meet their budget, their neighborhood, and some of their needs for what they want in that home. But they're not the experts on real estate. I am. And they have to entrust me to know more than they do about real estate, which I think I do. And that comes from the third one I'm going to tell you, is knowing your product and becoming an expert in what you're selling. But I basically steer the ship. But my clients put their trust in me to get them into the right strata, the right home, and at the right price, and negotiate the best price for them. But becoming an elite salesperson, that's the level you have to get at if you want to get any real success in real estate or in a lot of different careers. Final thing is you need to become an expert or a specialist. So for me, when I first started, I had a pretty strong background in, I was already a pretty experienced real estate investor. So that was a good forte for me right away, and it still is. I still work with a lot of investors, selling them a one-bedroom condo in Vancouver, or perhaps a duplex, or a detached house with a couple of suites. I educate, if they're first-time investors, I will give them all the tools they're going to need to get a tenant, screen tenants, run credit checks, all the forms and documentation they're going to need to file to get tenants and avoid any trouble. But later on, I became a downtown condo expert. And that took me probably 10, 12 years before I considered myself a pretty, knowledgeable realtor in the downtown condo market. And that just comes from time. There's no shortcuts to that. Like Arnold says, there's no shortcuts there. People are always looking for a shortcut, a way to speed it up. There isn't. How that went for me was going to agents' opens on Thursdays, going on agents' tours on Tuesdays. When I had time in my early years, I was out at open houses on every Saturday and Sunday, looking at all the different stratas, bringing a notebook with me, talking to the listing realtors, finding out more about the strata. If I liked the strata, I would ask the realtor, could you please send me the strata docs and the engineer's reports and all that other stuff? And I slowly built up a database of all the strata that I liked. I had kind of an A team, a B team, and a C team. And that just takes time, but if you want success in a career like this, you're going to have to do the footwork on that. And that's going to take you 5, 10 years to build up that kind of knowledge. But it can be done, and when you do, the rewards are there. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Go buy Arnold's book, Be Useful, 7 Tools for Life. I know it's going to be a good read. I know it's going to be a bit repetitive for all the other stuff that Arnold has instilled in me over the years. But we're living in a golden age right now. Guys, I know there's some of my viewers that they complain, and I've told you guys we're in a recession. I think we're officially in a recession right now. The stock market is terrible, although I've been nibbling at lots of stock, putting money to work as soon as I get it because I'm buying stuff on sale. I was telling a colleague of mine, it's funny, the real estate market and the stock market, when it's the only store in the world that when things go on sale, everyone leaves the store. I like to go into the store when things are at 15, 20, 30% discounts. And that's what I'm finding right now in the equity markets and to some extent in the real estate market. One of the big things with the real estate market, which saves you a lot of money, is you don't have to get into the bidding wars like we used to earlier this year or last year. But we're living in some times now where if you put your head down and follow the rules that Arnold will tell you, you'll be able to make up 5 or 6 years worth of ground on your competition in the next 18 months. Because a lot of people are going to sit back, complain, oh, woe is me, I don't want to take the pain anymore, it's not fair, the greedy landlords, the money launderers, the empty homes taxes, the interest rates, the greedy realtors, the banks, the Fed, printing money. What else am I missing here, guys? Let's just give it another month. shall we? NDP, David Eby, he'll have a fresh one for us in about another month. I know he will. Oh, the Airbnb one, I've done lots of blogs on that one. That one's just a total facade too. I've told you guys Airbnb has long been banned. I'm all for them cracking down on some of these illegal Airbnbs, and that's great, but it's not going to move the needle at all on helping you rent a condo, if that's what you think. Those rents are going to continue to go up here indefinitely, and they're still going up substantially month over month. So stop all that. Focus on getting better. Tune a lot of the media stuff out. I told you guys, cut your cable and focus on positive influences. So a good one would be reading Arnold's book here, and then read other books and tune out a lot of the social media and the mainstream news and all that political garbage that's out there as well. I'm Owen Big Len. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week.